What's up, Mixed Reactions? It is Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. Back for episode like 66, something like that. Can't really remember exactly which
Too
one it
many.
was. Way too many at this point, but we love it every week, even though we have five subscribers, if that. I'm here with Sean, Casey, and Justin. How you doing today, Sean?
Life is good, my friend, especially after a dub.
Yes, sir. And then Casey, I'm sure your cat will walk in front of the screen again in a second, but how you doing today?
Life is still good, but not so much after the dub. I'm on the opposite side of Sean for that one.
Okay, and then last but not least, Justin. I saw the highlights, and of course, you guys lost like that. How you doing today?
Same shit, different week.
I didn't
At
even
least
see.
they know how to lose properly.
I didn't even see how they lost. I'm not gonna lie.
DPI.
Point conversion.
Damn.
DPI, and
let's
then
win. Yeah.
Indy went for it on 2 and got it.
Like 25 seconds left.
Always a tough way to lose.
Joey Sly hit
It's okay.
beast
You're
of a
winning the
kick.
long game.
It just
You're
fell
winning the
left
long game, my
Detroit.
friend.
I feel comfortable saying the only kicker that's going to make that's Brandon Aubrey.
Right now, yeah. You could see Justin Tucker before, but not this year.
Oh my
No,
God,
not
he
at
is
all.
atrocious.
Yeah, I say Brandon Aubrey's the only one this year that's making that shit.
Everybody deserves a bad year in kicker world, in my opinion. But yeah, it is weird what's going on with Justin.
It was
He's
hard
too
as he
young
could.
to be. He's not at that point yet in his career where he should be
No.
digressing.
No, he's not. But kicking is such a mental aspect. I wonder if this is going to have a snowball effect for the rest of his career.
I don't know. Long off season, he's gonna hit the barn wherever kickers kick. Justin's gonna get better. I have faith in Justin. I don't want to get
he needs to hit a clutch kick this year. This could damage the Ravens because they are a strong team, but this could damage them in the playoffs if he has more struggles like this. This could cost them their season.
We'll see. I mean, we could talk about the playoffs real quick if you guys want to start off with that. That's kind of the hot topic right now.
Talking about kickers, like that's.
Yeah, Sly's kick was like a yard and a half short of being the longest in history at 68 yards.
Yeah,
it was close.
Oh, he got leg under it, and it was right on target, just couple hairs short.
Yeah, so I'm pulling out the AFC playoff picture right now.
Kansas City, the Bills, and everyone else.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
Why? NFL.com. This looks weird. Go ahead, Casey.
You could argue Baltimore too is in that class with Kansas City and Buffalo, but Baltimore also always loses.
Be so disrespectful.
They always lose to Buffalo, and especially now with these struggles that we're seeing from Justin Tucker, I don't know if I put Baltimore in that S tier in the AFC anymore. Still the A tier. I just know if I put them in that S tier. It's Kansas City, Buffalo, and then everybody else.
I agree with Buffalo. Kansas City.
You don't agree with Kansas City.
Yeah. No, I don't. I think they're faker than Bantai Tail's girlfriend. They're phony. They get lucky every single week. You use that line? I'm sure everybody used that line at a bar. That's kind of that's an old one, but it's one of my favorites. To hold in my pocket. But they're fake, man. I mean, look, they're playing bad again. They're playing up to their competition, but they get lucky every single weekend. I don't care about their record. I don't care if they're 11-1. I don't care about Patrick Mahomes. I'm just talking about what I'm seeing on the field, and I'm seeing like the way they are winning games are based off of luck outcomes.
No, which is a valid argument, Sean, but I would just counteract it with they've had struggles a lot in the past 3 regular seasons now, if we're adding this one in. The past 2, they figured it out in the playoffs, and they made the right plays when it was time to make them.
Right.
And you could make a lot of these arguments that when these teams play Kansas City, it may be a mental factor into they end up beating themselves, which is a true thing.
I didn't hear you. They may have ended being what?
Beating themselves. Like these teams that play Kansas City end up beating themselves, which obviously that's going to play into their favor if that continues that trend in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's very true. And I'm looking at their schedule right now. I mean, okay, they got the Chargers next, and as a Broncos fan, kind of cheering for the Chiefs to win that game. That would help us move up in the seedings. Then they got Houston. Okay. Then they got
Houston's falling apart.
Well, Houston's their last game. I'm sorry. They got the Browns still. They got the Steelers, and they have the Broncos. So man, so much could happen, and they're going to be fighting with the Bills for the remainder of the season for that number one seed. So it's going to be really interesting to see where things fall into play there in the AFC, the NFC too. This is one of my favorite times of the year, man. The playoff race. Oh, there's just so much going on, so many
The
different
NFC is a
scenarios.
two-team race too. It's Philadelphia and Detroit.
Philadelphia and Detroit, but the Vikings aren't too far behind in the NFC North.
Yeah, Vikings
They're
look
one
good.
game
I
behind, and
know.
they still have to play the Lions again. It's crazy to think, but the Lions could potentially drop out of that number one seed down to like who knows where. It's hard to see because of how well they've been playing. But I
Yeah.
mean, you've seen it every year. The NFL is a strange league. Strange things
Now,
could happen.
how big of a disappointment would be as the Lions being so dominant the vast majority of this season, right?
Hmm.
To say they slip on a game or two, end up losing to Minnesota, and then
Hmm.
lose not only the number one seed, but lose the top seed in their division, then have to go on the road in the
Hmm.
playoffs for a wild card game.
Yeah, that would and I feel like the Lions of all the teams they'd be able to handle that. But yeah, that would suck considering they've had the number one seed for this whole
Yeah.
particular time. But it kind of reminds me of I forget what year it is, but it was excuse me, there was the Raiders though. The Raiders were good one year and they just let everything fell apart in like the last 5 weeks. I forget what year it was,
Are you talking
but
about the year Derek Carr got hurt?
I think so. I think it was Derek Carr was the quarterback. They were really good,
Yeah.
and everything just fell apart. They were holding that top spot for the longest, and yeah, if that happened to the Lions, that would kind of remind me of that.
No,
I mean,
It's going to be interesting.
look at their games. They're going to still play at home against Green Bay, which they have a full week rest since they played
Right.
on Thanksgiving. They're going to
It's
play
Thursday,
at
right?
home against. Yeah, it's Thursday night. This
that's
Mm.
Thursday.
a hell of
You
a
know what's
game.
interesting? We were saying that losing Hutchinson was going to be a big problem, and it might have been because since they lost Hutchinson, they haven't had the blowout games they were having earlier in the year. So
Yeah. Not to mention their D line is beat up now. They've lost 3 or 4 key components. Malcolm Rodriguez just got hurt for the year. He's done now too.
Yeah, that speaking of injuries, that Lions Bears game, man, there were so many injuries
Don't
that
want to
game.
talk
Riddle.
about it.
we're talking about injury. How about the hit to Trevor Lawrence?
I didn't even see it. I heard it on my TV, and the head injuries they messed me up, man. But yeah, I can imagine.
It was
Out for the
bang
year?
bang.
Is he out for the year?
Oh yeah.
No,
Well, no, he's not out for the year, but
Concussion protocol.
yeah,
yeah, he'll be out this week for sure. But those hits are so tough, man. Like, especially the way that they just overprotect these quarterbacks now.
Hmm.
Look, first of all,
that
Lawrence,
hit had that hit gave me like shades of Ted Bridgewater.
yeah, good call. There's it's tough because you could tell the defender was starting to go into his hit almost simultaneously as Lawrence was going into his slide. He didn't have much time to react to not continue on with the hit.
Um,
And it's not that Jacksonville responded inappropriately either. They defended their quarterback. They got into the brawl. Jacksonville, as a team, had their quarterbacks back. That's what you're supposed to do. But I don't know what you're supposed to do as a defender in that situation.
So,
Your momentum's not going to allow you to slow up that fast.
so
We watched. Go
you don't
ahead,
think
guys.
Alex Shahir's 3 game suspension is fair?
It is based on his previous history, though.
I'd say previous history, yeah, he's had some
Ah,
instances,
the
especially like in
Draymond
the
Green
season,
effect. That's what I
in
call that.
what he had in Chicago, I believe it was last year, the year before.
Yeah.
And then of course you can't not suspend him because it sends a bad message to the league because you want to show that you're protecting your quarterbacks. They've been going on this protecting the quarterback mode for 10, 15 years now. If they went against
Yeah.
it because of a hit that's a bang bang play, they're going against the message that they've been sending for years.
Yeah. You know what that is. I mean, injury a little bit, but the NFL, they know the quarterback is their most popular position. And exactly, Casey, money.
Yeah. They had to. They didn't have a choice in suspending him. I'm not saying it was the wrong move because it's in the best interest of the league, but it
Mhm.
wasn't a suspension due to the nature of the hit. It was
Mhm.
more so, in my opinion, anyways, a more so of a suspension for a protection of the league itself.
Yeah.
and the legs had to do
I
with
agree.
his history of unsportsmanlike conduct more than
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, no,
I
that has
agree.
to do with it too. But I think it was more about the protection of the league and protecting the shield, as a lot of
Yeah.
people say in the NFL. They're always protecting that shield.
Were there any? I mean, I don't know how you guys usually do the show. Like I said, I've been gone a minute, so I was just gonna ask if were there any particular games that you guys wanted to touch based on, like your
Yeah,
particular
yeah.
teams, or
Let me start off by saying something here, guys.
what you got?
This is a group question because we're all part of this show here, and anyone can feel free to jump in and answer this. And what the fuck are my Cowboys doing winning games? Here's the thing. As NFL players, they're not thinking about the draft. I get it. They're in the heat of the moment. They're competitors. They're in the heat of the battle. They want to win. Cool. No problem. Coach McCarthy fighting for his job. I get it. Cool. No problem. But as a fan, it irritates me because A, where has this defense been all season long? Because they've been great outside of the fourth quarter of the Washington game, the past two games. They've been great. DeMar Overshown is everywhere. I don't know if you guys seen him. He is a rising star in this league. He is fucking fast. He is ferocious. That tip pick six to himself was phenomenal. The pass rush is getting there now. Deron Bland's back. Trayvon's going to be back this week. Where has this been? Was it just simply injuries that was plaguing Dallas all year?
Could have been.
Maybe.
But it very well could have been.
And as a fan, it's so tough because now I'm in the position, right, where I'm almost torn because I'm like, damn.
I know how you feel.
We got Cincy this week on a Monday night. The way
Are they out of the realm? Are they completely out of the running for a wild card?
Who, Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
No.
You got to think about it. Like, this is what I think about it though, because I know exactly what you're going through with the Broncos. As many losing seasons as they've had, I've always wondered, do I want my team to win this game? But then I just put myself in the mindset of the player, and I think, some of these players might not even be with the franchise the next season. So it's like, are they really gonna go out and say, "I'm gonna lose this game on purpose for the future of a franchise that I might not even be on"? I just feel like they're out there doing their job.
No, I get it because, like I said, it's not on the players. The players are just doing their job. They're getting paid to go out and win a game, and that's what they're trying to do. Right. And so here's what puts me at a dilemma as a fan, right? Like I said, they got a game Monday night, so they're gonna have a full almost 8 days off. No, they played last night. 11 days off. They're gonna have a full 11 days off. Basically, a mini bye week plus a game plus a day. They have Cincy at home on Monday. The way Cincy has looked this year, are you saying that's not a winnable game for Dallas? I feel it is. I don't know that they're going to win, but it's a winnable game.
It is.
Which would bring them to 6-7. Then they go on the road to Carolina, who Carolina's looked okay over the past few weeks. But again, that's a winnable game for Dallas.
Yeah, it is.
They're sitting at 7-7. And they are really
still have a shot at the 7th seed. Yeah.
Exactly. Barely. I mean, but you look about the other wild card teams, and you're going to get either Green Bay, Minnesota, one of the NFC North teams, the Commanders. Those are three of the. I mean,
I wouldn't.
You guys need the Commanders to lose quite a bit. I haven't done the math yet, but
they have though. They have been losing. I mean, I know they obliterated their opponent last week. Don't get me wrong, but they have been losing. What, they lose 3 straight before?
Yeah,
last week.
We play the Commanders again at home, and we've already beaten them.
I'm not saying it's a divisional game, so.
Yeah, I'm not saying we beat them again, nor am I saying Dallas has any real chance to do anything special. But as a fan, you kind of get in that mindset where you're like, oh man, if they do this, they do this, they do this. And I knew it was going to happen. As soon as they beat the Commanders, I was like, they're going to drag me back in. Because I knew they were going to beat the fucking Giants on Thanksgiving. Everyone knew that. Yeah. So I was like, okay. Then they'll be on a 2-game win streak. Then they'll have 11 days off. Fuck, man. If they get that rest and their players are healthy for Monday night against Cincinnati, we'll get to it in our picks.
You feel like freaking Lloyd Christmas. You're thinking like freaking Lloyd Christmas. So you're telling me there's a chance.
Exactly.
Dallas does have a very small chance.
That's why I said that's why I said earlier, this is my favorite time of the year as an NFL fan, because there are so many different scenarios where you have teams like the Cowboys who can make that push. Because I see a scenario where that happens. There's so much that could happen. I love one of my favorite rule changes in the NFL has been that 7 seed.
Yeah,
there's so many scenarios.
Extra layer.
Yeah.
And I'll just say it, Cooper Rush has gotten better every week. Cooper Rush is getting
Absolutely.
better. Every week
Absolutely.
he's getting better.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's throwing good passes, making good decisions. He's got to hold on to the football when he runs, though. It's a little. I thought he was going to get
Oh,
his touchdown. Would that be? That was his. I think that would have been his first career rushing touchdown.
and
That would have been
he
so cool to see.
he doesn't have. It's clear he doesn't have the strongest arm. Some of his balls are pretty wobbly, but
Yeah,
he's accurate. And you're right, Sean. He's making good decisions with the football.
I'm
He's
not
getting it
surprised.
to the correct people, and Dallas's running game is finally getting
Mhm.
going. Rico
What?
Dow had
Mhm.
111 yards this past Thursday. That was the first 100-yard rusher they've had all year. And
One
again,
thing.
I know it was the Giants. I get it. But I'm just saying. They're playing good football right now.
Yeah, yeah. And one thing I know about Cooper is he may not have like the most accurate passes, and his passes may be wobbly, and he might not have like a
The
crazy
Josh Allen arm.
Peyton Manning, Josh Allen in their prime type of arm, right? But he does have that IQ, and
Yeah.
that's what's gotten him this far, in my opinion. Is his IQ? He's a very smart
It's
dude.
evident. It's evident on the field, Sean. He's really good at decision making and quick progressions. He gets through them quick. That ball does not stay in his hand for too long.
Mm-hmm.
So now, Justin, your team, on the other hand, unfortunately, does know how to lose properly. In your division, your draft rank is going up, 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 and up, and up. Now,
I need to see
what
how
were
the
your
Patriots.
thoughts on this Pats game? Because they did bounce back. Obviously, they looked horrendous against Miami. But like I said, Drake May was going to have a bounce back game against the Colts, and I just didn't think it was going to be enough. And that's ultimately exactly what happened. Drake May looked pretty good. Definitely had an improvement from his game against Miami. Is that something that you wanted? Like, do you want that draft stock, or even in the mix of the game, were you pulling for the Pats to get the dub? Honestly,
I want so I I want to pose a question much like you in a way, in a sense. Has Drake May established himself as a top 15, almost borderline top 10 quarterback in the league now?
no, not yet.
15? Top
I
15,
haven't
top
seen
12?
enough.
I think we'd have to answer that with another question almost is has Bo Nix? Because Drake would be a spot below Bo.
Mhm.
I would say
That's fair.
Knicks is the top 15.
I have to think about a list, but
That's tough.
yeah, I'd have to come up with a
It,
list to decide.
Justin, I will kind of give a cop out answer. I'd put him, if I had top of my head right now, anywhere between 14 and 17.
Okay, that's fair.
It's probably a good. Yep. With
That's
the
fair.
sample size that we've gotten.
Yeah.
Probably fair.
That's fair. Um, with how you've seen him play,
Mm-hmm.
this is what they needed. The Dubs, while they matter, right now they don't.
I say they don't matter right now. No, you're right.
Because here's the two things that you need. A is the draft stock, obviously.
Yes.
Do you want to get people to play there? People want to play with Drake.
Yes, they do. 100%.
You get that, then you get where you need to be.
Yeah. No, 100%. That's one thing they don't have to worry about. The Patriots, unless this is just a Robert Griffin III type year where it's a one and done, which I don't believe it's going to be, they found their quarterback. No question.
But
Okay. They went for
they
2.
need
Okay. I remember now.
Gerard Mayo's not the guy.
Wow. 1 year in, you ready to say that?
Because of who he's kept on the staff. He's holding on to Belichick too much.
So you think it's time to clean house of the Belichick hires?
Yes.
Damn, that's you really just want to erase that era entirely now.
Put it in the history books. Not erase it. It's the history.
Okay.
But the defense has regressed.
Oh yeah.
Regressed.
Absolutely.
This defense was supposed to, even in the waning years of Belichick's tenure, it was still a top 5 defense.
I wouldn't even say it's top 10 right now.
I would say you're
Borderline.
top 15.
Yeah.
Maybe top 20. You can bank on 20 points a game almost every single week.
I still really like Christian Gonzalez. I think he's a star in the making.
He's the one of two bright spots in this entire roster.
Yeah.
One of two. The other being Drake.
What do you do in the draft then?
Travis Hunter.
He can't play both ways in the NFL.
Nope, you draft Travis Hunter and you trade back in to get an O-lineman.
That's fair. Sean, you're more of the college football guy, so I'm gonna direct towards you in this question here. Is Travis a better corner or better receiver?
That's a good question. Honestly, I feel like you or even Ian might know more than me because I honestly haven't watched too much Colorado tape.
I watched the whole game against Kansas. I've watched them a few times this year. He's on. I mean, he breaks up like his athleticism, especially as a DB, is crazy. DB is crazy, but I would say receiver. I would say he's a better receiver. I'm with you. I don't think he could play both ways in the NFL. At least not right away. But
no,
I would say
not for any sustained amount of time.
No, he's like you could put him if you started him at receiver. I guess you could do the reverse Dion, where obviously Dion was a starting corner, but Dallas when they had him would put him in formations as a receiver. I guess if you were to start him at receiver, you could have him in one of your dime or your nickel packagings as a corner through some points of this game.
Kind of what they did with Element at one point or another in his early career, if I recall correctly, too.
Yeah, or I know that Justin, you'll remember this. I don't know if Sean and Ian will. That game in 2004 when you guys had like 4 starting cornerbacks hurt and Troy Brown came in and played corner.
Yep.
Again, and he picked off Drew Bledsoe.
Yep.
Oh, he got a pick. I do remember Troy Brown playing
against Buffalo when Drew had gone to Buffalo. Yep.
Yeah.
Or was he in Dallas at that point?
Drew? No, he went to Dallas in 05.
Okay. But yeah.
I think I'm not saying you're wrong when you said that, Ian. I think I heard Dion, Coach Sanders, saying how Travis deserves. What's the name of the award for the best defensive back in college football?
The Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe
Award. Jim Thorpe. Thank you. Said that he deserves the Thorpe Award. So I'm wondering if it's a possibility. Maybe he is a better corner, and that's where he should stay. I don't know for sure.
Either way, either way, you can't go wrong in drafting him. If you either get a solid number one or you get a solid.
Here's my thought on this. Honestly, is there's so much support system around him that coaches and whatnot, like they're gonna lead him the right way to the right position.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's all about trusting the process.
But the reason I asked, Justin, is because what do you think New England needs more now regarding your draft stock? You said you want to get Travis, right? But what do you need more? Do you need more defensive help now because you've seen how much the defense has progressed? Or are you still on that train that you've been on all season where they need some offensive weapons?
It's the offense, honestly.
Okay.
It's the offensive line and the wide receiver core because Drake has really primarily thrown to Austin Hooper and Hunter Henry, and then Stevenson out of the backfield.
Yeah.
Jalen Polk has been a kind of a bust. Javon Baker.
God, yeah. That you can't even say kind of. He's been a bust.
Javon Baker's been a no-show.
I like Pop Douglas, but he's a wide receiver.
He's a slot.
Yeah. He's great with the ball in his hands, though. He is shifty. I will give Pop Douglas that. Shifty as hell.
I wish Marcus Jones could play wide receiver consistently. That'd be great. That guy's fast.
I think Marcus Jones is the second best kick returner in the league.
Probably, if they can actually get him to kick returns.
Yeah. It's a rare thing in the league these days.
That's crazy. I watched the game sometimes. The first NFL game of the year, I turned it on and I was like, "Oh, I forgot about this shit."
Oh, the kickoff rule.
Yeah. That was weird.
I've started to adjust to it. I mean, it is what it is now.
It doesn't bother me. It's the same.
Doesn't bother me anymore.
It's the same shit.
It used to be like, this is weird. At first, it was like, this is weird.
Now.
I mean, the guys always used to kick it out the back of the end zone anyway. So
yeah.
Doesn't make any difference. The onside kick is a little that I wish you could onside.
I don't like the fact you have to declare it.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Do it unless it's in the fourth quarter and you're trailing.
Yeah.
I always love the surprise onside. Who doesn't love that?
Yeah, same.
Saints Colts. Like, imagine we would never get one of the greatest.
Garrett Hartley, bro. Garrett fucking Hartley.
Man, that dude was on fire. I've seen the raw videos of the Superdome after they beat the Vikings. Man, that shit. You thought another hurricane swept through that bitch or something. Like that place
Yeah.
gets loud, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but we won there this past Sunday. So yeah.
Talk about it.
Segue to me talking about my Rams. Kyron Williams, second 100-yard game of the year. And I'm glad we were able to keep pace. Arizona lost. Seattle
Gotta won.
won. See, because Arizona blew that big ass lead against Minnesota. Um, but yeah, man, I was just really pleasantly surprised. First half wasn't pretty, but we ended up getting the win. Um, but like we were talking about a little bit last week, we're gonna have to win the division. There's not gonna be one of those wild card. I mean, I guess mathematically, if you guys can still get a wild card spot, so can we. But no,
Exactly.
we're gonna need to win the the division. Um, Kyron Williams, I've kind of been waiting for him to have his breakout game. Pu- Nothing really crazy with the passing game. Puka, we got the ball to more than anybody, but it, yeah, I like the position that we're in. I mean, we have to, but we'll get into this in the pick segment. We're gonna have to play not Cleveland, Buffalo this weekend, and if I'm not mistaken, that shit's in Orchard Park. So
The dog pound.
Yeah, that's a tough game, Ian. And
And
obviously,
if you want to go to that game, you might want to start shoveling out your own seat.
yeah.
is it gonna be
Uh,
one of those games?
obviously, prayers up to Taysom Hill. He suffered a gruesome injury that game.
Mm.
Hopefully, he can bounce back next year and be ready. But all the credit to the Rams, and it's exactly what I said last week on the show. They are right in the mix in that NFC West. San Fran, they're done. Christian McCaffrey's done for the season now. Jordan
Mason is too.
Yep, he's done for the year.
Felt bad for Christian, man. That was tough.
Yeah,
Tough way to go out.
I watched the injuries. Like, oh no, you saw it right when it was like, oh no, there it goes.
That Madden first strikes again. It never fails, man. You need an
hasn't cursed Patrick Mahomes. Never did. So
yeah, I mean yeah, it's Patrick Mahomes. He's just an alien. But we need you need the Rams, obviously, to basically win out is what you need from here. And then, of course, the Seahawks and the Cardinals play each other this week. If I know it's very, 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 very unlikely, but your ass needs to hope that they tie.
Well, no, because we've beaten Seattle, we've lost to Arizona, so I guess we'd want to see is the first tiebreak. I don't think the first tiebreaker in the NFL is head to head.
You wouldn't. Here's why you wouldn't want Seattle to win though, because they'd be 2 games up on you, and
oh, duh, because they're 7 and right. So
yeah.
I guess I'd want Arizona to win, and then just pray that we get one of them tiebreaker scenarios.
You want them to tie. I'm telling you.
Well, yeah, if they tie, that's ideal because in Seattle would be 7.
I know it's super unlikely, but that's your best outcome for this week is for them to tie.
You guys remember a few years ago? I know you do. It was the Eagles, not the Eagles, the Raiders, Chargers, and Steelers. And if the game ended, and that shit went down to like 40 seconds. Don't know why they called the timeout, the Chargers, but I know Steeler fans were over there shitting bricks. And then thankfully the Raiders got the field goal. And then who was it? Al Michaels said, Las Vegas out, Pittsburgh in, Los Angeles out. Like if they would have tied that game, man, that would have.
All three of them would have made it.
There was a soccer match back in the day. You guys might know what I'm talking about.
I remember that what happened there. If the Raiders had let it go to a tie, the Raiders would have been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If they let it go to a tie, Pittsburgh would have been out, the Chargers would have been out, and the Raiders would have been in. Except, nope, they kicked the field away for the dub, and they both went out.
No, I think the only team that got left out that night was the Chargers, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the Raiders got in, because the Raiders were in with a win or a tie.
They lost to Cincy in the wild card.
Yeah.
Now, why am I thinking it was something like they even though they went for the win, they lost. They kicked themselves in the foot for that. Why was thinking that?
Yeah, see that, but that would make any sense because how would they get one less win?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just confusing. All I know is if he didn't, if they would have played to a tie, then the Steelers would have been asked out. There was a soccer match back in the '90s. There was an episode about it on The Simpsons. It was one of the countries, Algeria and somebody else, but it was a point system. So they just held the ball the whole game. Nobody shot. Like FIFA You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, FIFA investigated. Yeah, because neither one of the teams brought the ball beyond midfield, and they just kicked it back and forth into the whole game.
That's awesome. I'd be pissed if I bought money to that shit, bro.
Now, Sean, we haven't touched on your game yet, and before we do,
Yeah.
I want to give you a lot of credit for knowing your team, because I said the Broncos were going to absolutely wipe the floor with the Browns, and you said Broncos don't blow people out. They're going to win the game, but it's going to be a close one, and boy, oh boy, you were fucking on the money with that. I didn't expect that high scoring of a game.
Neither did I.
Me either.
But you were dead on with it's going to be a close game. Obviously, you feel good about the win. Do you any worries about the defense? I know obviously you got the 2 pick sixes, but you know Jerry Jeudy came back to Denver and torched your second.
Let him up.
And then obviously Jameis threw for almost 500 yards. So you had some ups obviously with the 3 picks, 2 of them for pick sixes. But what are your thoughts on the game?
The big thing with that we learned is the Broncos need to be at full strength, right, in order for their defense to be a top 5 defense. I still think they're a top 5 defense, but they're only a top 5 defense if they're at full strength.
That's right.
That's mainly revolves around the cornerback position. Because here, let me give you scenario number 1, an example. When the Broncos played the Chargers the first time in Denver, it wasn't even close. Why? Pat Surtain was out that game. Okay. When this game yesterday, Riley Moss, other starting quarterback for the Broncos, was out. And the reason why Jerry Jeudy was able to basically have a career game and obliterate the Broncos defense and have the best game he's ever had in that stadium is because of Levi Wallace, who I hope he's enjoying his time in Denver, because this is probably the last time this year that he will ever rock a Broncos uniform. Because man, oh man, he got obliterated. He's lucky he didn't get obliterated for 2 touchdowns. Because do you remember that one pass where it was overthrown? Jameis Winston overthrown Jeudy. That was also Levi Wallace getting burnt on the field.
Jeudy
I don't know.
Was wide open.
He can thank Riley Moss. I think if Riley Moss played in that game, your prediction about the game being a blowout would have came true. But man, oh man, this team, I've never been so happy to have the last bye week, because this team needs it. Because they need Riley Moss and Pat Surtain to be an elite defense.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's a great synopsis, and you're not wrong at all. I mean, you could that argument goes for a lot of teams, of course, but especially in Denver with 2 corners. Like when it's your corners that are out, that is huge losses, especially when it's someone who's elite as Patrick Surtain. I know he was obviously not out yesterday, I don't believe, but
but like I said, he was out that Chargers game too.
Yeah, exactly. So I get it. I mean, this is coming from somebody who obviously DeRon Bland's been out all year basically for Dallas, except for the past couple of weeks, and Trayvon's missed some games. So I get it. I know exactly what you're saying. Denver's one of those teams that needs their starters to be in and healthy in order to have a successful season. And I think that Bo Nix is only getting better.
Just like I said, I agree. He had that one questionable. Yeah, he had that one questionable throw. Because he tried to go to Marvin Mims again. So then when he hits the X button, and all of a sudden he just thinks, I don't know, he thinks the shortest player on the team is Calvin Johnson. So you can't be forcing those, kind of throws. But besides that, Bo Nix.
91-yard dime to Marvin Mims was a special throw, though.
On 3rd down. That was
2 defenders, hit him right in the hands, basically collided the 2 defenders, and then Marvin Mims takes off.
That was one of Bo's moments, man. That was one of Bo's moments. You remember these moments from these players when they grow in the league. Yeah, we'll remember that one.
I said it to you last week, and I fully think it now. He's overtaken Jaden Daniels for Offensive Rookie of the Year. There's no way Jaden still has that over him.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing that could
especially with how Jaden's been playing too.
Yeah, it's not just because of Bo. Like Jaden Daniels his play has declined too. If Daniels' play had sustained where it'd been the first 8 weeks, I'd probably still say Jaden Daniels. But he's fallen off. Not like considerably to an amount where I don't think he's going to be a starter or I don't think he's had a successful season. But he's not producing at the same level we saw him throughout the first, 10, 11 games.
Yeah, I agree. You can still get Bo Nix Rookie of the Year for plus money. I'm not playing it because I feel like it's a popularity contest.
Sean, I'm taking your advice now. I've been playing small bets. I won $12.50 last night. I won like 18 the night before. Like,
Yes, sir. That's the way to go.
Taking
Have
these
a
small
bankroll and
bets,
just
man.
play 1 to 3% of your bankroll. Just place a bunch of mini bets.
Yeah.
As long as you know sports, your money will grow.
My whole thing with that, man, it's like really because I've done that, like make the small bets and then really turn it. But that shit takes so much time and
You got to be
energy.
patient. It's like the stock market. You got to play
It's
like
not
the
as
stock market.
exhilarating, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where like people fall into this trap. Like sports gambling, you can actually make money on it, but you got to play it like the stock market. You can't play it like a degenerate gambler where you're throwing like $25 on like 10-leg parlays. Like that ain't the way, my guy.
Nah. But the thing is, like, anytime I do something like that, I know it's a bad bet, right? The little voice in the back of my head's like, "Oh, that's a $1,400 payout. Take it." Like,
you see that they do that on purpose. It's like potential payout.
Knowing damn well. Oh yeah, every time you go to place a parlay at the casino, they're licking their chops. But what I used to, I don't know if I should really be giving all my betting strategies on the air, but just bet unders for find a bunch of foreign soccer games, and usually the soccer games will be low scoring, but just take like under 4.5 for like minus 3,000, but then parlay like 8 of those. Bro, they don't never score in those games, bro. That's some degenerate. And then it's like, what game in Saudi Arabia? Them motherfuckers just scored like 5 goals in like 10 minutes, bro. I couldn't believe it. They were like minus 3,500 and lost my parlay.
fucked up Ian's whole parlay.
Just like Jameer Gibbs did, but that's a different story.
Yo, yeah. Me too on that one. I feel you.
Speaking, before we get into the picks, what in the world were the Chicago Bears thinking?
They were thinking, oh shit, finally we're getting rid of Matt Eberflus.
They don't think.
Man.
Yeah, that was insane. He had one timeout. It's like, have you guys ever played Madden?
Nope.
Caleb is the only one who looked like he had any idea of what was going on, and even then, you're the quarterback. You should have called timeout your damn self or something. Like, what was it? 35 seconds when they set the ball. 29 seconds, I think it was, something like that.
Yeah,
something crazy.
It was 35 seconds to go left of the game. The ball is already been set. Caleb just sitting there like, okay, let's get a play, and it took him 27 seconds just to get the ball set, just to get everyone on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And then I think by the time they went to make that last throw, Caleb realized, oh shit, this is the last play. That's why he went for. I think he realized the time, but Matt Eberflus, like, you're an NFL coach.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
I ain't playing. I could have called the time. I mean, because they had 1, 2 timeouts, 1 timeout. But they had 27 seconds. You call the timeout, you're good. Even if you get a completion inbounds, that's more than enough time to get to the line and spike the ball.
Yeah, 100%.
You just blew the game for.
Even if it wasn't fourth down, even if you had to throw the ball away,
it was like second, wasn't it?
It was like second. I think it was second down.
That you gotta. To be fair, then that kind of falls on Caleb too for not rallying his team to the line to snap the ball and spike it.
Well, he did, and no one rallied.
That's
team's quit.
The coach for not listening to the quarterback. The coach is supposed to install into the team that quarterback's that general on the field. You listen to what he says, and if they're not doing that, then yeah, that's a reflection of the coach too. I said it last week, and I think everyone uttered the same sentiments, and everyone's been saying this for months. Eberflus has to go, and obviously last week was the last straw for him, and I doubt he'll find a head coaching position in the NFL anytime soon. He'll probably be an offensive coordinator at the University of Arizona next year, something like that.
The part that I think sealed his fate was that in his postgame, he said the choice not to take the timeout was the right choice.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
That sealed his fate.
He's an idiot. Let's get on to these picks, boys. Let's get on to these picks. This is probably the best Thursday night game of the year. We have an NFC North heavyweight title fight between the Green Bay Packers heading into the home state of Sean Gardner, and they are playing the Detroit Lions. Sean, you're from Michigan. You start.
Yeah, that's gonna be a really interesting game, man. Oh man, this is a tough one. The safe pick and my gut pick is telling me to pick the Lions.
That's fair. I'm right with you, Sean. I'm rolling the Lions on this one. I think the Packers could absolutely get a steal on it. Like, they are no slouch. They've been playing great football.
Absolutely not.
But Detroit's at home. I think they're going to be able to squeak out a win here. I'm thinking something like 27-24, Detroit.
What was the record
Yeah,
last week? Do we know? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut. Sorry.
No,
Oh,
it's all good.
Go ahead.
I got Detroit too. I think it's also going to be close. I'm going to say probably like 30-27, something like that. 3-point game.
Ian, before you answer, Sean brought up an interesting question here. What were the records from last week?
I have not counted it up. That will take just a couple of seconds. Well, let's just go through this real quick. So, Lions. Oh wait, did they play? Oh, they played on Thanksgiving. 1. Dallas. We could breeze through this. Dallas 1. Packers 1. And we were all on the Cowboys and Lions. Packers.
You picked the Dolphins, you idiot.
No. Oh, Sean picked the Dolphins apparently.
Oh, I thought that was you who's game. I'm sorry.
Oh. Who did the Dolphins even lose to?
Packers.
Thanksgiving
night.
Yeah, they got their asses kicked.
You know, it's funny because the Cowboys game was actually relatively entertaining. We thought it was going to be a serious fest.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, yeah, this might take a second. I'll make sure I'll get it by the end of the show.
It's all right. I was just curious.
Okay. All right, so Ian, you got Packers or Lions?
I got the Lions as well.
So we're all on the Lions. So for the next game, we have an AFC North showdown between the Jameis Winston-led Cleveland Browns, who last night had the most Jameis Winston game you could ever have, I would say. And they're heading into Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. I'm rolling.
Rematch.
I'm playing
rematch.
Yeah, rematch from the Snow Bowl 2 weeks ago.
They already played again? Holy shit.
Russell Wilson only threw 500 yards this last week against Cincinnati.
Yeah. Well, Cincinnati's defense is terrible.
Still, 500 yards is 500 yards.
No, yeah. Absolutely. I'm going to the Steelers in this game.
Go with the wife principle. Not sleeping on the couch this weekend. Taking the Steelers.
Sam, I'm going to the Steelers.
I got the Browns to pick up a clean sweep this year of the Steelers. Give me the Browns.
What?
Oh,
Cedric Tillman's out for the year.
You're picking the Browns?
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh. I was very much being serious.
Okay.
You do you, boo.
We have the New Orleans Saints heading into MetLife to play the Giants in a game that nobody gives a fuck about. Give me the Saints.
Yeah. Who's playing quarterback for him? Is it Drew Lock again?
Yeah, it's probably Drew.
Yeah, give me the Saints. The Giants are done.
I mean, Drew Lock looked like Sam Darnold against the Patriots. It's like, I'm seeing ghosts. It was bad.
He made 2 good plays, and they were both with his legs. We got
so we're all on the Saints.
We're on the Saints. There's a lot of divisional showdowns this week, guys, because now we have an AFC East bout between Aaron Bleepin Rodgers and the New York Jets, who are heading into Miami to play the Dolphins.
Fins by a lot.
Yeah, so I got the Fins in a rout.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm pretty sure that Aaron is playing definitely playing his final year in New York.
He said on the Pat McAfee show that if he comes back, it's going to be New York then. So he's probably going to retire.
I kind of wish that they Jets would cut him and then Dallas can pick him up to go on a run.
That'd be kind of dope. Aaron Rodgers fits the vibe.
He does.
Dallas.
It does.
Discount double check. Give me Green Bay. Or goddamn it, New York.
Ian, I understand what you're trying to do. You're far behind in the picks, and you're trying to make some downs, but this ain't it, brother. This ain't the game to do it. So we have another AFC South showdown. It's probably going to be the Mac Jones-led Jacksonville Jaguars heading into Tennessee to play the Titans.
Probably, yes.
I know they lost last week, but they made a small little comeback against the Commanders, and they've been playing decent football. I'm going to go with the Titans.
I'm going to go with the Titans, too. Their defense is not bad.
I'll say the Titans.
And I'll never pick a team that's led by Mac Jones because he is fucking dreadfully bad.
Yeah, I'm going with the Titans mainly for the reason Casey just said.
Yeah,
So
I will take the Titans too. Yeah.
This game
I've
is
seen enough to Mac Jones think fuck that.
this game is super interesting. And I give kudos. I think you all know why, but it may take one of you or a couple of you a minute to figure out why. I want to see who gets the reasoning first. We have the Atlanta Falcons heading into Minnesota to play the Vikings.
Easy, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
First Cousins.
Kirk Cousins heading back to Minnesota to play the
Is
Vikings.
he even going to play? I thought he was getting benched.
No, fuck no. Why would the Falcons bench him? They're in first place in the South. Yes, he had a bad game, 4 picks.
Every quarterback has a
That's how
bad
you
game.
get fired as a coach if you bench your starting quarterback. In your first position. That's how you get fired quick.
There's also Michael Penix.
Yeah, who hasn't thrown a pass in the NFL?
I know, I'm just messing.
I'm going with
Vikings.
I'm going with the Falcons. I think Kirk Cousins goes back. It's in Minnesota, right? It's in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's in Minnesota.
Yeah, I think he goes back to Minnesota and gets the dub. Just want to mean something to him.
I have also got the Vikings. I mean the Falcons. Sorry.
Oh, Sean, I want to be with that so bad. I want to be with that take so bad.
Hang on a second, Casey. Hang on a second. Let me get back to the camera for a second.
Yeah, give me like 20 seconds. I'm gonna grab a water real quick.
Go. 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 Go.
Oh man.
I
Fuck.
have a Randy Moss jersey somewhere.
Oh, shout out to Randy Moss too.
Yeah, I heard undisclosed health issue.
I think they said it's liver cancer.
Oh damn.
So prayers up for Randy Moss, man.
I wonder if Montego will take a leave of absence from the main football team.
Yeah, I say his Randy Moss was just in Orono 2 weeks ago for his son's football game. Damn, dude. Sean, I want to be with you on this take because I can see it happening.
It's a tough pick. I can completely understand if you go Minnesota though, because they're at home.
One sec.
They're fighting for NFC North. Yep.
One sec. I'm trying to find something here because I want to get a good visualization on this here. See what this is?
Is that a crack rock? Oh,
Dice.
never mind. It's a dice.
I'm going to roll the dice. Let's go Falcons.
Oh snap.
So Justin's the only one on the Viking.
And that's why Justin's ahead of us in the pool because he doesn't make stupid picks. We base it off our feelings and what we want to happen. Justin just bases on fucking logic.
I bet with emotion.
Okay, so
I picked the Patriots on emotion. Let's just be honest. I don't pick.
We have the Carolina Panthers heading into fucking Philadelphia to play the Eagles.
Bitch ass Eagles.
Yeah, give me the bitch ass Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly. One of those undercover. How many losses do they have? Like 2?
10 and
3,
2.
I think.
One of the most undercover 2-loss teams in NFL history. They're so overshadowed. It's crazy.
Now I know the obvious route seems like Philadelphia. Just playing. I'm taking the Eagles.
Don't.
I got the Eagles. Yeah, I don't. If anything, I could see them not covering the -12, but they're winning by at least
They're
8
covering
touchdowns.
that. They're covering that by a wide margin.
I think it's a letdown spot, at least in the first half. Panthers first half. If you're a betting person.
Okay. Let's just keep in mind that the Cincinnati was plus 13 against the Patriots, and the Patriots cover that.
So we have a Super Bowl 37 rematch. Can anybody tell me what those teams are?
37.
Oh, Raiders Bucks.
Thank you, Ian. There you go, brother. A good call. We have the. No wonder why you knew this, Ian, because it's Ian's Las Vegas Raiders heading into Tampa to play the Bucks. I'm rolling with Tampa.
Tampa.
The Raiders are one of the worst teams in the league, so I'm going with Tampa just off of that.
Does Antonio Pierce keep his job next year?
No. No.
Why have I been typing out Buccaneers every time? With the Bucks.
Oh, I thought you meant like for every game you're just typing Buccaneers.
Metro, paste. Who did
I pick in the Falcons Vikings?
Kentucky.
I picked the Bucks? What the fuck? All right. Are we all in the Bucks for that game?
Yeah, the
Sounds like it.
Raiders. They're my favorite team, but I'm just playing. Don't ever clip that. But yeah, until they can get a real quarterback, I'm rolling with Tampa.
So we have an NFC West showdown between the two teams that need to tie for Ian, the Seattle Seahawks heading into Toddler Murray to play the Cardinals. Seahawks on a 3-game win streak. I think they continue it. I'm going with Seattle.
Yeah, it's a tough game, but I'm going with Seattle too.
Yeah, I'll take Seattle. I think it's going to be a little closer, but Seattle, but maybe not by a full touchdown score.
It's fair.
I can see that.
More than a field goal, but not by a touchdown.
That's
Division
completely fair.
foes.
It hates
What you
for
got,
me to
Mr.
say.
Blackwell?
It pains me to say it. I got the Seahawks as well. I
He's
think
going
it's gonna
against
be a close
Kyler.
game.
This is the first time in like 2 months he's going against Kyler.
Yeah, man.
That means the Cardinals are going to win. Damn.
Little hands doesn't bode well for arm power. I'm just playing, but no, I just think it's gonna be a close game. But I think Seattle being at home, I think they win by like 3 on a field goal with a little bit of time left or something.
That's fair. Totally fair pick. I like that. So for the next game, we have two teams that are going in the wrong direction here, fellas. We have the Chicago Bears heading into San Francisco to play the Niners. Now, if this game was in the 80s, everybody would be all over it. Nobody cares. Like, I'm gonna pick the Bears, I think.
With all the injuries, I think take the Bears.
Yeah, I agree.
New coach, maybe they'll have a spark in their step.
Who is the coach?
Yeah, if all the
Fuck if
injuries,
I
though,
know.
like Justin said, I'm taking the Bears for sure.
I mean, no Mason, no McCaffrey. Debo, I think, is still out, isn't he?
Debo's back.
Debo's back.
Ayuk's still out, obviously.
Ayuk's out. Purdy's still out.
No, Purdy's back. Purdy played on Sunday.
Defense. Okay. Yeah, but still.
I'm still going with the Bears. Something about it just.
It's going to be like a low, like 13-10 kind of game. It's not going to be anything.
Yeah, nothing noteworthy about this game whatsoever. But so for the
I got
next
San
game,
Fran.
You got San Fran?
You guys all got the Bears?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're on the Bears. You got the Niners.
Okay.
So for the next game, we have the Buffalo Bills heading into LA to play Ian's true team, the Los Angeles Rams. Ian, obviously you're a Rams fan. You're going last in this one, my good sir. Sean, what say you?
Probably the Rams.
What you got, Justin?
What'd you just say?
I'm circling the wagons.
He's circling the
no
wagons
like the Buffalo Bills.
Sean picked the Rams. That's a ballsy pick.
That's a pick.
Now, a few weeks ago, I was in a similar predicament, Sean, because I was thinking about all the talent that the Rams really have on that team.
Mm-hmm.
I picked them in a Sunday night matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. And about 14 minutes into that game, I questioned why I make the life choices that I do, and it did not end well. Ian's looking at me like I'm a long-lost brother because he has his eyes bugged.
I was looking at the Arkansas game. He said he has his eyes bugged. Oh, man.
I'm rolling with the Bills, fellas. I'm rolling with the Bills.
Josh Allen's looking like MVP right now.
Yeah.
I like our team, but I got the
Bills. If
Bills.
he wasn't a running back, Saquon Barkley would be the runaway favorite for MVP.
Yes.
Runaway favorite. I think we forgot
Popularity
how good
contest.
Saquon is because he was just stuck on the Giants.
Question.
Yeah.
Not that it makes any difference, but do you think Drake May would have been in the conversation for Rookie of the Year if he played the entire season the way he's been playing?
No.
Okay.
No, because the wins wouldn't be there, so no.
Okay, fair. I'm thinking of his body of work, how he's played. Wasn't sure if you'd say he'd be in the conversation, not winning and not considered a win, but
numbers wise, possibly, but I'd say he wouldn't get it because of the wins.
Sure. Curious. Because the definitely is coming down to Jaden or Bo.
100%, no question. 100%, Jaden or Bo, no question. What do you got, Ian? Bills or Rams? Are you gonna ram it?
You know how to ram it. Ram it.
I got the Bills.
You got the Bills?
Yeah.
No,
So,
it's nice. You used your head this time.
for the next game, we have an AFC West powerhouse showdown. The Los Angeles Chargers heading into Arrowhead to play Sean's worst enemy, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. What say you, Justin?
Have the Chargers and Chiefs already played this year, or is this their first matchup?
The
This
Chiefs
is their
won the
second matchup.
first
The
time.
Chiefs won the first one.
Okay, and that was in LA, or
Correct.
what was the score of that game?
It was. Wait, is it? I could have swore this is their. Oh,
Patrick
duh! It
Mahomes
was
threw for
17
one
to 10
touchdown.
in LA. Yeah.
It was a close game, low scoring.
Just like every Chiefs game, close.
Yeah. I'm going to go on a limb. I'll take the Chargers.
Take the Chargers.
I'm going to trust Harbaugh this one.
So, I'm rolling with the Chiefs in this game for a few different reasons. It's December. Isaiah Pacheco, again, kind of got his feet wet again this past week, but they're expecting him back full and ready. And there's rumors circulating that Hollywood Brown is making his way back on the field too. And I know you don't want to hear this, Sean. The biggest and most reason I'm picking the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. He figures it out this time of the year. I think exactly the same thing's going to happen. It's happened the past 2 seasons. People doubted the Chiefs going into the playoffs, and then boom, 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 back-to-back Super Bowl champions. Until they get beat again in the playoffs, I'm not going to pick against them in a playoff game. You got to it's Justin, you know exactly what I mean. It's Brady in December. It's Mahomes in December. Until you beat them, you can't pick against them. And I'm going to roll the Chiefs.
So here's what's going to happen. The Chargers are going to win, but it's only going to be because of my last pick. Because I want Buffalo to take the number 1 seed, but they're going to blow it. They're going to blow it. That's exactly what's going to happen. The Chargers are going to win just because the Bills are going to lose. Because that's just the way it works in Sean Gardner's world.
That would be what you really need is Buffalo to win and the Chiefs to lose.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I want to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if Kansas City has to go to Buffalo to play for the AFC Championship game, that's going to be that advantage Bills easily.
Would it really? Look what happened last year.
Yes.
Kansas City went to Buffalo. Beat them
Was it in Buffalo? I thought it was in Arrowhead.
Last year it was in Buffalo.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. This is a new year. Try that twice in a row.
No, I hear you. Obviously it would be an advantage for Buffalo, but it's not like an over.
It's not like Gillette was for Brady in the going back to the early 2000s.
Like I remember,
like
that's just like I remember like 2010s. They were saying like you don't want to be the number 1 seed because the number 1 seed always loses. Bullshit. I want to be the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me get at home and let me take my chances.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't care. The number 1 seed has lost the last 10 years. I want to be
right. You don't want to go into Arrowhead. You don't want to go into Gillette. That was the mentality late 2000s, early 2010s, and into 2020s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my Syracuse prediction was wrong because they're down by 13, guys. So
yeah, their ass kicked a second ago.
Ian, who do you got? Chargers or Chiefs?
Because the Chargers could really still make the playoffs even with the loss. I actually have a good chance of making the playoffs even with the loss. I got the Chiefs.
Fighting for seeding position, though. I'm actually rooting for the Chiefs. I need the Chiefs to win this game.
So we got Sean and Justin on the Chargers. We have me and Ian on the Chiefs. This next game, boys, it's my Super Bowl, basically. This is my ride or die, last hope game of the year. We have the Cincinnati Bengals heading into Jerry's World on a Monday night to play Sean's former high school quarterback, Cooper Rush, and the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, it's the Cowboys, so I'm going last. Take it away, Ian. Who you got?
I think Dallas wins by 10.
What you got, Sean?
I didn't hear the opponent. I'm sorry.
It's the Cincinnati Bengals heading into Jerry.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm picking the Bengals. I hope that the Cowboys win though for playoff implications.
I've got the Cowboys. I mean, since he just had a 40 plus spot put on them by Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh doesn't score touchdowns.
So I'm with Sean. I'm picking the Bengals in this one. And it's because Dallas has given me false hope too many times for me to buy into the hype. I can't
That's
see
fair.
it. I just can't see it. You know, like I said,
Am I
Dallas.
the only one picking the Cowboys in this one? What?
No, Ian's got him too.
Oh, you did? Okay, I thought you had the, I thought you had the Bengals.
And obviously, I'll be rooting for them. Like, even in the games I quote unquote wanted them to lose, I found myself in the mix of the game actually rooting for them just because your fandom always comes out. You know what I mean?
Always does. Always does.
That's hard to escape, but I'm also a realist when it comes to them. I'm not going to make a biased pick here and pick with my heart. I think the Bengals are going to win. I think they have too much offensive firepower. Now, granted, the Bengals' defense is terrible. I just don't think Dallas will be able to produce enough offense, and that's no shade to Cooper. If Dak was playing, I think the Cowboys would win because he.
What's up with Stevie Liam dropping passes left and right, dude?
I don't know, but I do like the fact that he addressed it and said it's 100% on him. I like the.
At least he did that. At least he did that.
Yeah, he's not the Bears coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Before we move on to something else, because there have been a couple of times where we've tied, let's do a tiebreaker. So we'll all pick the total points scored in Monday Night Football. Whoever gets the closest, if it comes down to a tiebreaker, that's how. That's how it normally does it.
51, because I think it's going to be 31-20 Cincinnati.
I'm going to say 47. 27-20 Dallas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I say 55.
Okay.
It's a lot of damn points, but shit.
Like 32-23, something like that, Ian?
Yeah, 35 or 35-20.
62.
God damn.
No, the defense doesn't. I saw something because in some school in Texas, they play 6-man high school football, bro. The final score of that shit was 100-50.
The Cowboys have games like that. You can't tell me they don't. They got games like that, man. I'm surprised they haven't gotten a score gobby with some of the scores that the Cowboys be having, man.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. This is one of those games, just like I said in the beginning of the show, guys. If they somehow pull off this win, you can call me track 10 on the Marsh Mathers LP because I'm back. Like, I will be all the way back if they do that. Because if they beat Cincinnati on Sunday, I will fully expect them to beat Carolina on Sunday. But now that I say that out loud, it would be the ultimate Cowboy move to beat Cincinnati on Monday and then the following Sunday lose to Carolina.
Yep.
Would be.
That'd be the ultimate Cowboy move right there.
Teams with buys this week: Denver, Indy, New England, Washington, Baltimore, Houston.
Such a good time to have a bye, man.
Perfect time. Perfect time.
Yes.
And, Dallas kind of got that mini bye. They played on Thanksgiving, didn't play against the following Monday.
Yeah.
So I'm not hating on that. They'll be well rested. Now, before we dive into the question, who has it?
Talk some hockey. We got to talk some hockey.
We do got to talk a little bit of hockey. I want to dive into what happened on Saturday, though, too, between Ohio State and Michigan, just really quickly.
It wasn't just Ohio State, Michigan. It was across the entire college football spectrum.
No, I know, but it escalated to a deeper level on an Ohio State and Michigan when players had to get peppered.
True that.
Now, Sean, it happened in the Big Ten. You're a Big Ten guy. What are your thoughts on the planting of the flag? Obviously, the comments from Baker Mayfield saying that's a part of college football. But with an incident like this, do you think it's time that they go a different route to avoid it in the future? Or do you think this is strictly on the players for overreacting?
I mean, they've been planting the flags in college football for years. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think it was an overreaction. But I don't know. It's tough. It's never going to be fixed because, I mean, that just incidents after a game it's not controllable.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have fans rushing the field. I recall a game 2 weeks ago, fans rushed the field and there was still time on the clock.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
So
BYU,
35
Arizona
seconds
State.
left.
yeah,
No, there was like one.
Just-
There was 1 second. Well, I know the Ole Miss game. There was like 35 seconds left, but
It
BYU,
was the
Arizona
Tennessee. It was
State.
the Tennessee game. It was the Tennessee game.
yep. And then
But
Tennessee, I remember they carried the goalpost out the stadium, or was it Tennessee
yeah,
that did
Yep.
that? So there's always going to be something. I don't think you can control that. I just don't think you can police that in a college football environment, especially a big time college football environment where thousands of people are
yeah.
are in attendance. After the
Hundreds of
game, it's
thousands.
Well,
chaos after. You got media, you got journalists, you got players trying to, there's just no way to police that. So
And
I
correct
have
me if I'm wrong.
no.
That loss knocked Ohio State out of any chance of the playoff, though. Correct?
I
No,
don't think so.
Nah,
it's a
they're
12-team playoff.
Yeah.
they're
In a weird
probably
kind of way, it
still
kind of
in.
helped them
Yeah,
because they don't have to play Oregon now. Penn State screwed them over because now they have to play an extra game. They lose that game, and now things are interesting. If it was the other way around and Ohio State won, Penn State wouldn't have to play in the Big Ten championship game, and they'd be chilling going to the playoffs.
yeah. But here's
Penn
the thing,
State will probably end up being fine.
and I don't want to sound like a quote unquote old head or something of that nature. I have no issue with the flag planting. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. And I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to sound like an old head. But some of those players, they need to grow the fuck up and
Yeah.
not take it to that deep of a level where people need to get pepper sprayed. And I hate to say it, but there's no place in that for football, whether it's college football, high school football, the NFL. There is no room for that in the sport, and it makes it look bad.
Well, whose
Win
fault
like a
is
man,
that?
lose
Is that
like
the
a man.
cops' fault for throwing the pepper spray, or is it the players? The cop overreact? Because I don't really know. That's an honest
possible.
question.
To be honest, I don't know. I don't have the
Yeah.
answer to that, Sean. But that's a valid point too. Did the cop overreact? Because quote unquote brawls happen all the time throughout sports. Shit, how many games a year in baseball do we see benches emptied?
Yeah.
Rather than Troy Nolan Ryan, for example.
Pedro Martinez tossing Don Zimmer on his face.
Yeah.
Amira Garrett fighting the entire Pittsburgh Pirates dugout.
So I mean, it's a weird thing that happened. I wish it wouldn't have happened because it overshadowed. And I know you don't like Michigan, Sean, but it overshadowed what a great defensive game Michigan played against a top
Well,
tier.
it was a great game played by both teams, really. It just
Isn't it?
happened to be that Michigan came out on top.
Isn't it weird how it's always Michigan that's involved with these post game scuffles?
Yeah, that's a good point too. It's a good point too. So as Justin said, we do need to touch on a little bit of college hockey. Now, obviously, Justin, we suffered a big time injury bug in Maine. Lyndon Breen, their captain, surgery
Potentially done for the year.
more than likely done for the year. Gonna be a big hit for Maine. Obviously came out with an easy, clean sweep, 12-goal weekend against RPI, so it didn't affect the outcome of the game by any means.
It sucks though. He had a first career hat trick and then he gets hurt.
I know. It's rough to see. And it's gonna have some impact in our later games in the season, especially when we're fighting for that top of the Hockey East spot.
Yeah, I mean the NCAA tournament's almost a foregone conclusion right now with how they've been playing.
Yeah, oh, of course, yeah. Unless they have a complete collapse, yeah.
But I think against the top tier competition like Denver coming in at the end of the month, it'll be such a great game to get to. It'll be such a great game to get to.
I'm going.
You are going?
Oh yeah.
If we're so far away, I'd say kick me with you because I moved an hour away.
I know, man. That sucks. It also sucks that tomorrow night you're probably gonna lose power again, but
But yeah, Central Maine Power can't maintain power lines.
Now Ian, I'm sorry, not Ian. Sean, you guys still sitting pretty at number one.
Yep,
Oh,
they
yeah.
played Lindenwood last weekend. A couple of easy dubs.
Was it the 2 games? I only saw the 1 game. Was it 2 games for them this
It
weekend?
was 2 games. First game they won 4-0. Second game they won 2-0. They got the
Yeah.
Badgers coming up. I mean, but the Badgers historically a good program, but they are beatable. I mean, they're 5-8-1 this year, so
It's Wisconsin. They're
So-
beatable.
Yeah.
A little bit off topic, but kind of on topic because of the Badgers. Their women's team is number one, and
They came to Arno.
They came into the Alphon and beat the dog shit out of our women's team, dude.
Oh, really?
Dog shit out of them.
Wasn't like 8-0,
9-0. First night.
9-0.
I
Looks like
watched a few minutes of that game on ESPN Plus. That team, that Wisconsin team, fast. They move the puck well, and I'm not going to say they have like rockets for shots. Not to be that guy or anything, but you know, obviously the velocity of the puck's not hit as hard, but they are snipers. They can pick some fucking corners, dude. I was really impressed watching them play. I only saw 3 minutes of the game, and I saw the score 3 times.
Looks like the second Michigan State Wisconsin game is going to be on Big Ten Network, so I'll finally be able to watch them.
Are you going to go to Michigan State, Michigan this year?
Yeah, it depends on what it is. Let's see. It's like on January the 18th. It's a Saturday. Yeah, I'm planning on going to that.
I say you.
Yeah, this weekend, Maine's got Stonehill, but Saturday, Sunday, that's be another weird weekend for Maine.
They're on Saturday, Sunday again?
Saturday, Sunday again, yeah.
Who do they got this week?
Stonehill. Connor Andrelowicz.
They got Stone. Okay, that's at the Alphon, right?
No, it's on the road. No, it is at home. It is at home. But Connor Andrelowicz.
Yeah.
Connor Andrelowicz makes his return to Orono.
They should win that game. I mean,
that's an easy
6-11. Looks like I got their schedule pulled up right now.
That should be a weekend sweep. Probably another 10 to 12 point weekend should be.
Yeah, it will be. It will be.
They put Linden one too.
Like what I saw the first 2 periods on Sunday, though, I'll tell you that. Like I had that game on in the background as I was watching football as well. Obviously, they turned it on in the third, and I think scored what?
4
goals
we scored 4 in the fourth. 4 in the
Yeah.
third. They were just playing with their food. That's all they were doing.
Saturday was complete domination, obviously. Sunday, they kind of, like you said, played their food. I wouldn't anticipate that again from a Ben Barr coach team. I think it's going to be put them away quick type weekend.
Yeah, I think Sunday's game was adjust to Linden not being in the lineup, not being on the bench.
And this is the perfect weekend to do it against a team that they're clearly better than.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, even against RPI, they lost Linden. He wasn't there on the bench. He wasn't even there on the bench with them, even if he was in streets.
Yeah.
He wasn't there. So the first couple periods, it's getting used to, okay, Linden's not here. We don't have him on the line. We don't have the energy he provides on the bench. And then the third period, it's like, forget it. Just turn it up. 4. But okay, I will say one thing: the announcers for RPI,
so terrible.
Oh my god, they're horrible.
And I will say this too, in no disrespect to their school, but who the fuck names their team the Engineers?
You're a Polytechnic University. What do you expect?
I get it, but I'm gonna go play college hockey. Who do you play for? The Engineers. It sounds like a B-list movie about a team that just got created.
There's a lot of weird teams. I always thought Stanford was weird because of the Cardinal.
The big ass, scary ass tree.
Yeah.
Go Cardinal.
Fucking the Alaska Anchorage, Seahorses? Is that what it is, Justin?
The Seawolves.
Seawolves, thank you. Yeah, the Seawolves. Fucking stupid.
Speaking of Alaska, they took it to Minnesota.
Baby.
Yeah, they did.
Minnesota, when Alaska went to the first game, was technically a tie, went to a shootout, and Alaska won it. Second game, Minnesota won, but it wasn't very convincing either.
Yeah. No, they played physical on them for sure. Now, again, real quick, I know we got to run that time here. Just real quick before we get on to the question here. NBA Cup, you guys have any thoughts on that as far as anything you want to see from your particular teams? Obviously, Justin and I we're Celtics fans, but got a Clippers fan, got a Pistons fan. Anything that you guys are looking forward to when it comes to the Cup?
Well, it looks like the Pistons are going to need some help because they're currently getting their asses kicked by the Milwaukee Bucks. So, it's been fun while it lasted, but,
I don't even know how the standings are actually work because Boston's got a wild card spot, but I'm not sure what they're waiting for someone other game relying to get in.
Yeah. No,
they do. The
Celtics are going to have to go on the road, it looks like, obviously, because they lost Atlanta that first game. So, nothing that's surprising. I mean,
but the road is in Vegas.
Yeah,
in the road. Going to Vegas anyway.
As far as the Celtics, I don't foresee any issues like regarding the Cup, even if they were to lose a game. I mean, look at last night or 2 nights ago. They played Cleveland, right? And no Derek White, no Jaylen Brown, and it took a LeBron-esque effort from Donovan Mitchell for them to win by 2.
Right.
So no harm.
Celtics had that game in hand too.
So,
Cavs had
yeah.
to come back to win.
They were up by 12 too, and then Donovan
Yeah.
Mitchell just went 5 for 5 from 3 in the fourth and could not miss.
Could not miss. Yeah.
No,
That's
yeah,
all.
that basket was the size of the ocean.
Well, we got to play Portland tonight, which is a big one. They're 2-1 in the group right now. So, and the point differential, that is the first tiebreaker, right?
Yeah, point
Or is it
differential, yeah.
it's first tiebreaker? So, and they're currently we're currently sitting at -6 point differential. They are -5, but they're 2-1. We're 1-2. So hopefully we can get a double-digit win and be able to lock into the second seed.
Yeah,
because Houston's running away with this group at this point.
Houston is so improved, man.
You see Fred VanVleet poke the ref in the head, call him a bitch.
Yeah.
What ended up happening because of that? What kind of fine did he get? Because that shit was crazy. Oh, Arkansas wins.
Man. I need Donovan Mitchell to get 14 points quickly in 9 minutes.
Would you place a prop?
Yeah, I got not a prop, but a parlay. I got Giannis, Donovan Mitchell, Victor, and James Harden all going for 25.
Damn.
$2
Holy shit.
bet for $20 though.
Yeah. If Detroit wins by 6 or more, or if Milwaukee wins by 5 or more in regulation, Boston gets the wild card spot.
Well, it's gonna happen because the Pistons are currently down 110-90 with 10 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Now, who's got the question, boys? I had it last week.
I had it the week before.
It's on one of you two.
Okay, I got one.
All right, what do you got?
Would you rather spend 1 year on a championship winning squad, not your favorite team, but you only last 1 year?
Okay.
Or you could spend 10 years on your favorite team,
But never
regardless of
win
whether they
nothing.
win, but not necessarily win a championship.
Damn.
I'd
Okay.
say 10 years because that means I'm doing something good and they re-signed me to a contract, so I'm still
Yeah.
living a pretty good life.
Yeah, 10 years of stability. There's guys selling their championship rings everywhere.
Yeah, I'd go with that one too, because I'm sure there's not much that beats playing for your favorite franchise growing up as a kid, but being able to do it for 10 years, that's something special. And like Sean said, if you're there for 10 years, you're doing something right, and you've already signed one contract, maybe even 2 to stay that long. So you're clearly a fan favorite. You're clearly an organization favorite. I got to go with that one too.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it would be funny winning a championship, but yeah, that stability, that 10 years in the league, I would be stupid fucking rich.
Kind of goes to the fact that would I ever play for the Yankees? No, I'll never play for them ever. You couldn't pay me before, even if they won the championship. I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's like I've told Ian I'd rather be a paraplegic than play for the Eagles. So
I'd rather be a disabled water boy than play for UCLA. I really just had a deep-rooted hatred towards UCLA when I was little, man. Like, they knocked us out of the national championship contention one year, and yeah, ever since then, I can't fucking stand. You know what's crazy? I bet on the Niners this past Super Bowl, and I was sad because I lost a little bit of money, but it was also a nice feeling because looking how sad they were all around them. And there was fucking tons of them everywhere, and Steelers fans, even though they weren't even in the fucking game. They travel well.
was it the Rams Super Bowl where you got super drunk and watched it at the casino?
Oh my god,
Nah,
memory.
nah.
The 13-3
That was
Super
the
Bowl?
Chiefs and the Niners. Chiefs and the
Yeah,
The
Niners.
video with the cops walking past you in the video.
Oh, like touchdown! Yeah, that was at the sports book, bro. I was fucked up. I was just yelling at people and shit. I didn't even have no money on the game anymore. I was like, look at all these sad ass Niner fans. Boo. I was just.
We all had our moments. I had my moment at the MSU Purdue game. That was a good time though. Sometimes you just have those kind of games where it's two shitty opponents, and you might as well just get trashed, hang out with friends, and have a good time. I accidentally called the group, didn't I, or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking for like 20 minutes.
Before we go, real quick, boys, What's your Super Bowl prediction? Honest, no bias, God's honest Super Bowl prediction.
We know Sean's still not including the Chiefs.
Bills Lions.
Oh, we're talking about the matchup or the winner?
We'll go matchup. Just matchup for now.
I think it's gonna be a random ass matchup. I think it's gonna be like, let's see, the Eagles Ravens.
Eagles Ravens. That would be a good one.
All birds Super Bowl. The matchup of the two best running backs and God knows how fucking long. Lions are they're making that shit. I'll be shocked if some of the other teams.
I'm
But
hitting the bar if that
Lions.
happens.
Oh, that would be crazy for you, dude. Get to go to a game in Super Bowl in Michigan with the Lions in the Super Bowl. Holy
Lions
shit.
and Bill. I got Lions and Bills.
Lions and
Same
Bills.
here. Yep. Same here.
I got Chiefs Lions.
And the Lions are gonna smoke their ass if they play too.
Eminem versus Taylor Swift.
Oh man.
Oh damn! Speaking of Eminem, rest in peace to his mom.
Yep, rest in peace.
No shit.
Rest in
Eminem's
peace.
mom
Damn.
passed away today.
Debbie Mathers.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, no shit.
Mom,
Lung cancer.
I know I
Advanced
let
lung
you
cancer.
down. I don't mean to laugh at that. But yeah,
I
no,
know
rest
he's
in peace.
not around.
Now you're making me feel like an asshole because I'm laughing at it.
Damn, Eminem's mother
Hey, that's
died.
Eminem's song. It's a
Advanced
song.
lung
That song's a
cancer,
tribute to
yeah.
his mom. We're being respectful. It's just funny
Headlights,
the way
yeah.
it's.
I know,
That's
yeah,
a-
Sean just got me going on it. Headlights. Damn, that's some shit. And that was like him reconciling with her after all those.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, at least through his songs.
Yeah.
Did you ever get the records, man, for last week?
I did not, no. I
Yeah.
haven't.
You have to
Yeah,
post in the
throw 'em
group
in the
chat.
group. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
You've always been a disappointment. Ian.
Oh, from last week. No, I
Yes.
still have it.
Yeah.
But
You're still disappointing us, Ian, every week.
how many games was there last week? God damn. I mean, worst comes to worst, I could just do that shit during work and just slide you guys the records.
Mm-hmm.
Because god damn, there was like one. Did fucking
I mean,
everybody play last?
chances are I won the week, but still.
Let me see. Cheese Texans.
I don't know, man.
No. I had a couple misses. No, I had a couple misses. That's true.
Oh, you had Baltimore. Did the Texans won, right? No.
Yeah, Texans beat the Jags
Yeah,
last
they
week.
Texans won.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you didn't win the week because you also had the Patriots and the Falcons.
Yeah, like I said, I had a few misses.
I'll tell
I
you.
think I had the Chargers.
You did have. Wait, yeah, we all had the Chargers. Oh wait, no. Yeah, wait, no.
Which one
Me-
is it, bro?
Me and you had the Chargers. Justin and Sean had the Falcons.
Okay. Yeah, slide us
Bolt
those
up.
records, man. It's been a great show. I appreciate you boys a lot.
Yes, sir.
A lot of great sports moments ahead. Can't wait to do it again next week. Fuck
Gonna
the
be a fun
Eagles.
5 weeks of the
Hopefully
NFL.
I have power.
Grab your popcorn.
Hopefully.
This is where it gets fun.
Hopefully I have power tomorrow. I'll let you guys know.
I'll pray for you, Justin.
So you probably will till about midnight, so you're probably having up until you go to sleep.
Yeah.
That means I'm probably gonna get called into work at 3:00 in the morning. It's gonna be beautiful.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna get off this camera and watch the rest of these NBA games.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Don't forget to bring a towel. My crying. It's been a bad day.
Have a good night, boys.
Don't forget to bring a towel. Peace.
Good night, America.